Pressure. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Work pressure, financial pressure, societal pressure, political pressure, family pressure, emotional pressure, health pressure, physical pressure, spiritual pressure, relationship pressure. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Because you're human, and you live on earth too. Pressure. There's not a single one of us that could honestly deny the fact that life is full of us having to face many, many, many pressures. But I wanted to tell you something today, because I know in my heart that if you're here and you're seeing this message, that you're ready to remember something that has always been within you. I know it's in you. And it's the secret missing element to a beautiful transformation and catalyst that takes place in the pressures of life. But so many of us have forgotten this missing part of the formula, this element within us, this transformational ability that we have as conscious creators in this reality. Now, everybody's heard the saying before. It's a very positive mindset saying that's just thrown out there casually pretty often, that diamonds are formed under pressure. But there's a missing element in this equation that people forget to mention. Because it's not just pressure that forms diamonds, it's something else. It's this spiritual element involved, and it is also involved in your transformation through this pressure that you may be facing in your life. As a matter of fact, this missing element, this spiritual element, this alchemical element is required in every creation process that involves pressure. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you in this video in just a few minutes exactly and directly what this missing element is and how to actually apply it and use it in your life today. So make sure to stay tuned. But I first wanted to share with you a few other examples of things that happen under pressure so that diamonds and coal being turned into diamonds isn't the only opportunity for you to see this mirrored back to you. Because it's not just coal into diamonds that's formed under pressure. The very stars in the sky, we wouldn't have a single one of them if it were not for intense pressure. Intense pressure is involved in the creation process of every star. Intense pressure is involved in the process of the creation of the earth that we live on. Intense pressure is literally in your blood pressure. Your heart pumps and creates pressure, and without that pressure, vital nutrients would not be able to flow throughout your system, and you would literally not be alive. Okay, not to mention that intense pressure created contractions when your mother was giving birth to you, and that intense pressure pushed you out into this world. Let's be honest, if it weren't for intense pressure, you would still be in your mother's womb today, and that would not be a good look for your mother, and it would not be a good look for you either. That would be a very bad look. If you really look, you will see that pressure is involved in the creation process. It really is. But here's the thing that's kind of challenging about being a human being like you are. We actually have to be consciously aware and perceive through the transformation process, meaning we may feel fear, scared, like we don't know what's happening in this pressure, in this transformation we're going through. We don't know what's on the other side. We also have to feel the pain of the pressure. Now, this makes it very hard to be human, to be honest. It's very hard sometimes, I know. I feel it too. But it's also kind of, arguably, what makes being human so extraordinarily beautiful and precious that we can actually consciously live out the journey of what pressure forms and creates us into. I'm sure that the earth didn't have a smile on its face when all the rocks and other elements were being forced and crushed together. The earth probably wasn't smiling. It was probably very intense and chaotic. Not to mention that when your mother was giving birth and there was that intense pressure, I'm sure she wasn't smiling. And you probably weren't smiling either in those intense pressure moments. But look around. It worked out for the best, didn't it? Now again, there is this missing element involved in all of these transformations. It's not just pressure, it's something else. And until we remember what that something else is, we won't actually transform under pressure. Instead, we're just going to fall apart under the pressure, which is happening to so many people. It's happened to me so many times. It's the only reason I'm able to be here making this video and sending out this message to the world. It's the only reason why. I know what it's like to fall apart under pressure. There's this missing element and it changes everything. But I just wanted to ask you first, before I share it, to take a moment to consider a time in your life where you faced intense pressure. Maybe it was some kind of situation, a challenge, something like this, where you were under pressure, but that pressure actually caused some sort of breakthrough or something beautiful to come from it that you would not have expected. Has this ever happened to you in your life? I'd love for you to take a moment to pause this video and consider if this has ever happened to you. And if you've got a really good example, honestly, I'd love to hear it from you in the comments below and hear your story. Now, carrying on, what is this secret missing element, this missing part of the formula in the alchemical transformation process, in the spiritual process, in the creation process? What's the missing element? Let me tell you. Coal under pressure does not actually create diamonds. Coal under pressure plus heat creates diamonds. Pressure alone did not create the stars. Heat was also required. The earth was not formed just from pressure. Heat was required. Your blood pressure, your human meat suit, it's not just pressure that keeps vital nutrients and energy flowing throughout your body. It's also heat. Heat is the missing element. Now, how does this take place with what you may be facing pressure-wise in your life today? How does this add up? Here's the thing. So many of us, when we're facing the pressures of life, what do? We become cold. We become cold. We feel rigid towards life. We feel angry. We start to become cold. We hate life. We start to hate this place. We start to hate other people. Pressure causes so many people to become cold. And so they don't transform because they're not adding that element. And that's what it means to be human, by the way. It's at least one of the things about being human. You are a co-creator in this process called life, especially in your own. You have to be the one to add the heat. But so many people add coldness when they begin to face pressure. That's why they don't transform. That's why their life goes on pause. That's why they fall apart, because they become cold. What am I really saying to you? I'm asking you, I'm calling to you to get fired up. Get fired up when you're under pressure. When you are facing pressure in life, when you are facing challenges, understand that what you are really facing is life giving you this beautiful opportunity to grow, to transform, to catalyze, caterpillar to butterfly moment, my friend. That's what's happening in your life right now, but only if you add the heat. You have to add the heat because you are a co-creator. You are an alchemist. Whether you want to see the truth of that or not, the longer you live life, the more different storylines you play out in different places you go looking for the answers, the more you're going to start to realize how much creation is coming from within you. You're the alchemist. I'm telling you, when you are under pressure, get fired up. Add the heat. Because that is what is required in the creation and transformation process. Seriously, add the heat, my friend. It will change everything in your life. And whether you want to say that it's because of the power of your state, of being, or the power of your beliefs, or the power of God, or the power of source, or the power of intention, or the power of prayer, or the power of alchemy. I don't personally care what you want to call it, and I'm not going to push my perspective of what I think is going on you. I'm going to let you have your free opportunity in your life to live out your story. What I will tell you is that it works. Get fired up in the face of change. Get fired up in the face of challenge. Get fired up when you are under pressure. And something beautiful happens every single time. It's undeniable. Get fired up, my friend, because something beautiful is happening in your life right now. And I know how hard it can be to be a human being. I know, because I'm here and I'm living it too. And it really does suck sometimes. But that's where we have to consciously remember, hey, don't get cold, get hot. Don't get cold, get hot. Because that's when everything really starts working for you and catalyzing in these beautiful and profound ways. I am telling you the truth, and I know that if you get fired up in your life right now, you will see it for yourself. It's extraordinary. It really is. Don't let the pressures of life make you cold, my friend. Let them make you hot. And the next time you face pressure, don't add ice cubes. Put it on the stove and let it cook. Let it cook. When you face pressure, are you going to become cold? Or are you going to celebrate the fact that pressure exists in your life today? If pressure didn't exist in your life today, you wouldn't be alive. And if you can learn to celebrate the constant changing transformation process in life instead of fearing it, it's just going to change everything for you. It will. And honestly, when you face pressure, the choice is yours as to whether you become cold or hot. The choice is literally always yours. It's only ever been your choice. No one else's. No other power exuding force over you telling you today you're cold and today you're hot. That's a choice that comes from within. Only you can make it. It's a decision that you make. It has to be you. In short, the pressure is going to come from life. But the heat is going to come from you. The heat will come from you. Now, thank you so much for being a subscriber to Fearless Light, where we post 3 new videos every single week just like this. And thank you also for sharing this video with your friends. Much love, much peace, and many, many, many blessings to you in your life, my friend. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you there.